conspiracy theory number 2. This one's gonna be fitting more in the rest of the series because it's gonna be based off a TV show. The first TV show we're gonna be doing a conspiracy theory on is actually 2 shows. Ain't that funny? The second conspiracy theory episode, we're doing 2 about 2 shows. Weird, huh? Coincidence in a way. It's coincidence. Anyways, let's get on to it. So, you know how when animals or, well, let's start with that. You know how when animals act like they're human? It's the most adorablest thing ever, ain't it? Like, I love to see that, honestly. I always love to see that. Because it's like, when I see it, I find it funny, cute, adorable, because it's a pet acting like a human. And you wish it was a human if it's that smart. Oh, they're sending in planes. Watch, it's gonna get louder and louder. On the outside here, it's gonna get louder and louder. They're gonna try to silence me. Watch. I know how this game works. Anyways. So yeah, I find that, priceless. And then you'll see, sometimes you'll see a kid acting like an adult. And that's also awesome to see. It's funny to see. But that's the thing. We always think of it to be, well, most of us, most of the time, think of it to be funny. A funny thing. We don't really think of it like, wow, this animal's really smart. Or a lot of the time. Some of us actually do, but a lot of the time it's like, we're not sitting there thinking that. We're thinking that's adorable, funny, whatever. Same with the kid. We're not thinking about, wow, this kid's growing up. No, we're thinking, this is funny. This kid's trying to act like they're older than they are. So keep that in mind. And why do I say keep that in mind? Because it's a good example of how easy it is to mock a human being. If kids can do it and animals can do it, it's basic. Even trees could probably do it at this point. They can probably grow it and looking like a human. Wouldn't that be something? Now that probably wouldn't be as funny for most people. Like, that's a little bit freaky. To me, no, I'd think the same thing. Like, that's, look at our trees trying to act like humans. How adorable. Anyways. So yeah, we gotta keep in mind that the human form, even though a lot of us like to think that we're at the top of the food chain, it's still easy for basically any outsider from human organisms or even inhuman organisms. It's easy to mock. It's easy to act like, normal. Act normal. Or act more sophisticated. That's a big word. I'm not smart enough for that word. But, act more than they are. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, with that in mind, let's jump into the conspiracy theory I got for us all today. We're going to head over to the program AMC, not literally, but yeah, I'm going to start with the program at AMC. Why? Because I was watching it a couple of years ago, and this is the 2 shows, or no, this is actually the 1 show that started my whole thing that I wanted to make conspiracy theories about TV shows, because 1, I saw them do it with cartoons in the past, and 2, after watching this show, I was like, this is downright, there's something weird about this. This ain't right. This ain't normal. That's what I'm saying. It's like people doing too much. Trying to act normal, I guess. So, the show is Billy the Exterminator. Now I know a lot of you probably don't know that show because it's popular among certain people, and then it's not even known for other people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you actually don't even know the show I'm talking about, Billy the Exterminator. So let me break it down and give you a description of the show for you. So the show is about a family that is an exterminating team. They exterminate bugs, snakes, uh, dangerous animals. They don't really exterminate them. They exterminate the bugs and rats and mice if they have to. But a lot of the time they like to do it more humane and like try to capture the animal or whatever the pest may be and release it into a wild environment where they would be able to not infest. So that's the main idea of the show. You got your main character Billy and the rest of his family working with him. Okay? Keep that in mind. This is a family-owned business. So when I'm watching this show, I'm watching it for the first couple episodes and I'm like, wow, this is a pretty good show, you know? You got your humor, you got some kind of drama, some drama in there. Just like with most AMC shows like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Most of those shows, honestly. I can't think of a show that doesn't have drama in it on AMC. But, I don't even think I'm naming the right channel. Hold on. Let me make sure. AMC is a movie channel. What am I saying? Now I'm talking about the channel A&E. A&E. Of course I'm going to get those two confused. They rhyme. But, yeah, the program A&E that hosted the shows Billy the Exterminator and Duck Dynasty, the two shows we're going to be talking about in this conspiracy theory today. So, yeah, I'm sitting there watching Billy the Exterminator, and what I'm expecting out of it is what I'm expecting out of most of these A&E shows, which is family drama and comedy, like edgy, almost edgy comedy, really slightly edgy comedy. I'm never really watching it to expect to see, something to blow my mind, really. I'm watching it for the humor, I guess, of it. Now, this one episode I came across when I first started watching the show, it did blow my mind. I wasn't prepared for it. It was just too wild. It really was. I didn't understand it all, and I'm going to explain it to you all. And you know what? I'm going to explain this episode to you all. Like, I'm not making up this episode. This episode actually happened, and you can go watch it for yourself if you can find it. But you're going to watch and be thinking the same as me afterwards. So I don't know if I would suggest it. Maybe not this one episode. I seen cartoon collabs, when they put two shows together on one episode, a collaboration is what I'm saying. I've seen them before. Cartoon versions, movie versions. I've seen movie collabs, cartoon collabs. And this was the first time I've ever seen a reality TV show collab. It was an episode where Billy the Exterminator was hired by the Duck Dynasty family, the duck hunting family. Now, once again, actually no, most of you probably know Duck Dynasty by now because they moved over here to YouTube after they finished not after, but kind of last year, a couple of years ago. They moved over here to YouTube, so now you all should know who Duck Dynasty is, no doubt, because they're more popular than the Billy Exterminator show. But anyways, and if you don't know what Duck Dynasty is, it's a show that's on the same program, A&E, and sorry, my hair keeps getting mad, but dang, hold on, move this hair on my eye. It's confusing me. I gotta stay concentrated with these conspiracy theories, or if I get off topic one time, it all goes out the window. But so yeah, Duck Dynasty comes from the same program as Billy the Exterminator, A&E, and in this one episode, Billy the Exterminator, they got a call from Duck Dynasty. Now in the show Duck Dynasty is about a family-owned business. Just kind of like, not exactly like, or the only thing they have in like with Billy Exterminator and Duck Dynasty is that they're family-owned business. That's about it. The whole family works there. Well, not the whole family, but most of the main their main family. Um, so so Duck Dynasty calls in the Billy Exterminator because, well, they sell duck calls. Duck Dynasty, they sell duck calls, and they do a lot of duck hunting, and so they actually have a lot of properties where you can go, well, where they can go duck hunt, and they make these like sheds so they can camp out in the tall grass in them. But in these sheds, like after, because there's like a long period of time to wait between hunting seasons, because of that, these little shacks that are for hunting, they're going to be infested with copperheads, not scorpions. I don't think they got scorpions in Louisiana. Venomous spiders, hornets, like wasp. You know, these hunting things get infested horribly when you think about that. Like, if you were an exterminator, that had to be the worst kind of job you had to do, is clear out a place that's infested by wasp and snakes combined. And not only that, but these things are like, sometimes it would flood in these things, so it would be like I guess during their hunting season the water wouldn't be as high as it would, but when they called in Billy the Exterminator, that water was high. They didn't let that, I don't know, but yeah, I didn't understand that part. I didn't understand none of this part. Okay, so you're watching the episode, and they call about them, and Billy the Exterminator's not around, but his brother's around for the call. And then they send his brother. But the thing is, his brother is allergic to bees and wasps. And they know that there's bees and wasps. They gotta clear out this hunting hole, we'll call it. And they still send him on this job. And it doesn't make no sense to me at all. I'm like, man, you're putting this dude's life at risk just to do a collab at this point? Like, what are you people doing? It was the most, honestly, when you watch this episode, it's the most intense thing. You're watching this dude, like, crawl into his hunting hole with venomous snakes and a bunch of, or 2 to 3 wasp nests, and he has to go in there and kill a wasp, and then afterwards, after he gets the wasp nest done, he's supposed to take the snakes out. He didn't even take the snakes out because, like, I think the thing was, sorry, getting chest burn. That's what happens when I don't have food or the right drinks to drink around here. They make me drink and eat what they want. My parents are horrible people anyways. That's what happens when I get off topic. But, so, Duck Dynasty, they did not tell them. They told them that they wanted them to clear out the snakes in the hunting hole. They didn't tell them about the wasp nest in there. And as soon as they pulled up, you know, they're like, that's when they finally told them, oh yeah, there might be some wasp in there. And that's when Billy's brother was like, oh, well, this is a little bit scary now because, you know, I don't mind dealing with snakes or water snakes, but dealing with wasp, I can't deal with wasps. I'm too allergic. That's what he legit told them. And then they were like, you know, come on, dude, you gotta do it. We called you for the job. This is gonna be a great thing for both our shows. They persuaded him into walking into craziness. Now, throughout the show, the family drama in the Billy Exterminator show is that the brother, he keeps picking bad women, you know, so it's like, at least when I was watching this, the only reason why I was able to watch this is because in my head I was thinking, okay, this guy's actually crazy, you know? He doesn't make the best choices for himself, especially when he's alone. And look at him, he's alone right now, and he's walking into a place to clean out wasp nest when he's highly allergic to them. He does not make the best choices, and this is the pudding of the proof, you know? But what was most sickening was I think it was a main character. No, I don't know. I'm for sure Phil was there from Duck Dynasty. Phil, because it was his property, and one of his sons were with him too. I think it was either Jace or the owner of the shop they got in Duck Dynasty. But yeah, as they're watching this dude like try to clear out their hunting hole, they're saying that they're standing there laughing. A lot of the shots in that scene is them laughing at him, struggling to try to do his job. Now, with that being said, now let's just sit back and think about that for a bit. Let's just take a minute. Just take a minute and think about that. You know, they could have had a nice good time and did a nice chill collab, but instead, they nearly, Duck Dynasty basically, from the view of this episode, in my point of view, it looked like Duck Dynasty was almost like putting Billy the Exterminator's brother to a death sentence, let's be honest. I mean, because he was like far away from they even say that in the show, they're far away from the hospital. Like if he got stung more than 4 or 5 times, it's like he'd be in a lot of trouble, because you know, I don't know how it goes with allergies, but or allergic to stuff, but I'm pretty sure it ain't good. You need every moment, you know, because you start losing breath faster and faster. That's what I think. So why would they do this? Now let's head on to the conspiracy theory part. Actually, I already told you that conspiracy theory part. Maybe it was a death sentence. I don't know. Maybe it was like a war between shows, you know, because they're both southern. There's both southern families, family-owned businesses, same program, A&E, and you know, family drama and comedy, and also they try to do some, you know, action stuff, but it never works out. Other than that one episode that I just told you about, that was pretty much action right there. That was enough action I needed from that show. I actually quit watching the show Billy the Exterminator after that. I'm like, dang, if they're gonna send people on jobs like that, no, that's messed up. And that was his brother. And the crazy thing is, the mom on the Billy Exterminator show, she's the one that picks up the phone, gets a job, and then she picks who goes to do the, or she don't pick, but she just tells them, and whoever's in the office, they'll go do the job. So that's crazy, you know, to think about. I don't know. That part just blows my mind still today. Thinking about 2 years later, it still dumbfounds me. I can't tell if the Duck Dynasty family is actually good people or not after watching that. I really can't. I mean, heck, Miss K is trying to teach the world it's okay to eat squirrel. No, it's not okay to eat squirrel. Do you want to make it where you can't look? That's as straight as I can bend out my arm, because my grandmother ate squirrel. And my mother, my knee bones, they look like this. They don't look like that, like your knee bones. My knee bones are like this, because my grandmother and mother ate squirrel. It's a genetic thing that when females eat squirrel, they have, when they give birth afterwards, their children come out with these bone defects that have to do with squirrel bones, I guess. I don't know. I always think like that. Maybe I got squirrel bones, but bigger. Anyways, back to conspiracy theory. So, what if A&E program actually didn't hire humans? You know, but what if they were pretending to be humans? Because let's think about it. Most of these shows are southern, okay? And whenever you go to do an impersonation of someone, like most people, whenever they do impersonations first, honestly, it don't matter who you are or what nationality you are, it always comes back to the first what's that word? I just said it. Impersonation. The first impersonation that someone tries is to do a southern impersonation, because it's the most easiest one to do. Hey, how's it going, everyone? You see, it's very easy to do. Like, I didn't even try there. I didn't even change my voice. I just changed the way I talked. But, or the rhythm is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, So imagine that. What if A&E actually didn't have humans at all? What if they weren't humans? But what if they were just trying to pretend to be humans? And that one episode right there goes to show humans don't put other humans' lives at risk, especially when they know the full story of that human, at least. Especially on national television. Why would they do that on national television? Humans don't do that. See, we have something called moral belief. We can draw a line at a certain point. But if something's pretending to be a human, they're not going to have that moral belief, you know? They're not going to be able to draw a line. But they can act like a human. You see? Pretty cool conspiracy theory, I thought. Now, that's just one from that one episode. Honestly, my second one and the first one I thought of, maybe the shows were at war, like I told you all, and that could have been, you know, a very serious threat. And we all just, like, let it pass. Like it was nothing. Like it was a joke. Because most of the episodes were jokes. I don't know. I don't want to watch that episode again, that's for sure. Honestly, that's how much I feel about that episode. I don't want to watch it again. I don't mind watching horror movies, but that was a little bit too real and scary. That's the difference with horror movies. At least horror movies are fake. That would never be shown on YouTube, that's for sure. So if you can find the episode yourself, you know, I'm not going to really suggest it. I'm not going to suggest watching it, but if you want to, go for it. If you can find it. It should be easy. You should be able to type in Duck Dynasty on the Billy Exterminator show. You know, that's another weird thing when you think about it. Why didn't Duck Dynasty invited Billy the Exterminator to come to their show after they invited, you know, why didn't they go back and forth? Nope. Maybe the Duck Dynasty didn't want people to know about that Billy Exterminator episode. But you know what? Conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories, right, people? And it's just how you think about them, I guess. Stay awesome and stay thinking.